No longer hosting. Okay, hi everybody. I am Likes the Bacon. I am back in your TV, on your interwebs. And yeah, we're gonna continue. I might have to run and get some water. But we're gonna continue 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. So, bada bing, bada boom. That's quite low. Bum 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 bum. Jumpy. Oh, flow. One's flow. Okay, so now. Now we're on this path. Don't know what this means. Guess we can just continue, head down the middle path here, which we didn't do. We don't want that right path. So we're gonna head down this middle path and then see where that leaves us. Maybe we'll find something interesting for later. Who knows? Alright, let's continue. Bring that mic in a little bit. Junpei and his companions ran out of the casino to a large open room. Room, in fact, that they had been in once before. There was little to surprise them there. They already knew what their next step had to be.
This way.
The iron gate still stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway, and right in the center of it,
The keyhole with the Venus symbol.
the
Venus key should work here.
wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. Turned it. With the distinctive sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click open.
It sounds like it did. Alright, let's get this thing open.
Baby wide open.
No problem. Let me help with this one.
Hey, man! Junpei grabbed the handle on the left side, and Seven took the handle on the right. On Junpei's signal, they both pushed, and the gate creaked open.
It sounds as though you have opened it.
You are correct. You heard right, my friend.
We should be able to reach C deck now, I imagine.
Snake, are you gonna be alright? I mean, the stairs.
Daredevil.
Please, do not do yourself the embarrassment
Bitch,
of
please.
underestimating me. I would be unlikely to trip even if I were running backwards.
Good to hear. Let's move.
At Seven's words, they leapt on the stairs, jogged quickly down them. And I need water already. No time at all, they found themselves on C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
We should check the next deck down, just in case.
When he reached the water, he called back up to Snake and Seven.
Just what I thought. D-deck is completely underwater.
How the hell did that dude get out of E deck then?
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
Gonna continue on its own. Let's see. Water. It launched without water. The surface of the water below them was flat like a mirror.
I'm just glad the water level hasn't changed much.
Back to the C deck then.
Now, how about we check out what's here?
They began searching around and taking stock of what was on C deck.
There are 2 elevators over there, which means it's probably the same upstairs.
There's a card reader between them. And another weird mark.
Mars?
Hey, check it out. It's the symbol for Lotus.
What?
See? It's got the woman symbol, and then it's got the devil horns, right?
Yeah, I see it. No two ways about it. That was a pretty good one, kid.
Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what was he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
Oh, would you watch it, man? Whew, that hurts. You're gonna break my neck.
Exciting. I'll be right back. Need some water. Without the water. Okie dokie. Oops. Set up a little. There we go. Just a smidge. Drying the glasses. Oh, so much better.
What are you talking about? The human body ain't that weak. Maybe this'll toughen you up, huh?
Proceeded to beat the shit out of Junpei.
If we were looking for a devil, we've got one right here.
It's funny because I've just recently been watching The Defenders. Okay, that made no sense. Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he'd gone over to examine the card reader.
This is a Mercury symbol.
Venus. Mercury is Venus with horns.
The marks you mistook for horns are a stylized version of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Wings and a staff. So then, she beats you with the staff until you die and go to heaven. Sounds like Lotus, alright.
Damn, dude, you just met her. I mean, we know she's like that. You just met her. Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside his skull.
Seven! Oh, that's too much! Oh, my head!
Swah! What's up, Samurai? How you doing? Good morning. Oh yeah, it's pretty early for you, man. What? Bits? Dude, thank you for the bits. I got to see the cool animation. I don't know why the sound didn't trigger, though. That is weird. I'll have to look into that, but thank you. Thank you, man. Really cool. Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
Oh, I think I'm gonna puke.
Unless we can activate this device, I doubt the elevator will function.
You got money, yo. It's appreciated, man. What are you up to? You're up early, then. Let's see. Like 3 in the morning over there? You can test it again when you're ready. I can test it myself, actually. Hang on. So I'm just not hearing it over the... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I must have missed that, then. 3:13 a.m. Good lord. Oh. Not been to bed yet. Not feeling well. I'm sorry to hear that. What's wrong? Is it stomach? Insomnia? Congestion? Congestion will do it. Surprised that now. Okay, so that actually worked. I don't know why it didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
So stupid. Oh, and it doesn't do it. Why doesn't it play? Oh, no. Well, again, thank you for the bits. Why? I'll have to mess with that some other time. Oh, no. Food poisoning. That sucks. I know. I've been there, man. I've been there. You just, like, you can't sleep because you're evacuating yourself every 5 minutes. Sorry to hear, man. Never fun. Hold on. I feel like a midget. There we go. Ah, there.
In other words, we gotta find a key card with a Mercury symbol on it.
So I would assume.
Let's forget the elevators for right now. How about that hallway to the left?
Whoa, there's a bunch of doors.
There were a great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on forever, and all three men suddenly felt very small.
Ah, shit. We're not gonna have enough time to check all these, are we?
Orbits! Alright, I'm sorry why the sound isn't playing, but thank you again for the bits. At least you're getting to see it. Yeah, I know. I've been there, man. I've been there. And you just want to rest, and you just can't trust your stomach, because every time you think you relax, you get another cramp, and then it's off to the races. Yeah. God, I'm describing that in way too much detail. Well, if you want to fall asleep, I can definitely help you by reading to you, because that's what I'm doing here. That's the type of game I got here.
Maybe we can come back here later. We should check out the other side. Let's head back.
I don't donate for the sound, I donate to support my friends. Aw, thank you, man. Thank you for the bit. To the right of the stairs, another hallway stretched out, reaching deep into the bowels of the ship.
To the right this time.
Left, to the right. After a few moments of moving briskly down the hallway, they emerged into an area roughly the same size and shape as the one at the top of the stairs. On the left side of the room were 4 French doors.
There are doors here too.
There's doors everywhere.
Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them up, starting with the closest one there.
Okay, I'm on it.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
Huh, it isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. Broken. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
Oh, yeah. He simply stood, unable to speak. Seven's eyes opened wide, and his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
Hey, what is this place?
Yeah, this game, if you haven't seen this, it's like a visual novel. You do have to make choices, and there's branching paths and endings. But yes, it's also a room escape game. So it's a mix of both. And this game kind of plays like the movie Saw. A bunch of people wake up on a ship in a weird with basically bombs that they were forced to swallow and detonators on their wrists. And they have to play the game, they have to get out of the 9th door. One guy already blew himself up because he didn't follow the rules and went in a door by himself. Like, there's a bunch of rules. Like, well, was it 3 to 5 people can go through a door only? You have 9 seconds before the door closes. Then you have 80 or 90 seconds to find the thing on the other side to reset the detonator so it doesn't blow. So it's like a bunch of stuff. I mean, I have this on VOD if you want to catch it, but here we are.
It's so huge and empty.
And there are 9 people. That's the whole point. 9 hours to escape the ship with 9 people, and there are 9 doors. that they can only go through if the numbers on their wrist add up to the digital root. The digital root of those numbers add up to the door. It is cool. It is very cool. It's actually part of a trilogy. And I have the second game, and as soon as I get all the endings, which so far I got shitty endings, I'll move on to the next game. Massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Is this a hospital? The harsh scent in the air is reminiscent of antiseptic solution.
I think so. There are shelves in the center of the room with medicine and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers, made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Hey, why is that door between 3 and 7 blank? Does that mean anything?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yeah, good idea.
The 3 of them threaded their way through the beds, toward the back of the room. Upon reaching them, they proceeded to investigate each door in turn, but to no avail. Yeah, they're not going to open, dude. That's what these things are, the devices to read the bracelets.
Yep, locked. Just like I thought.
Now let's see.
Naturally. After all, there are rules to the nonary game, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules.
Right. Oh, you know what? I can give you a brief rules. Second. Okay, sorry. I guess there isn't anything about the rules.
Unless we can authenticate ourselves with the red, the numbered doors will...
Whoa, check this out.
Suddenly, Seven spoke up, interrupting Snake.
Look at the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember the red back at the main staircase? If there wasn't anyone in it, it said vacant on the little screen, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But this one...
There's nothing.
Did.
Right?
Red is dead.
Think it's broken?
Only one way to find out.
It's supposed to go beep.
No, nothing.
Junpei and the others put their hands on the panel, but nothing happened. Red refused to change. They tried pulling the lever, and still nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red on the door 8 that seemed to be malfunctioning.
How about the red on door 7?
Same
And door
shit.
3?
I didn't think all of them would be malfunctioning.
What does it mean?
They've got to be broken. Man, that bastard. I didn't think Zero was the kind of guy who'd screw around with something like this.
Whoa. Zero's been prepared for everything so far, and you're saying he's gonna make a mistake now?
Yeah, no, it's not a trap, but Zero is the guy that is running this game. He's like Jigsaw.
Well, that's the only thing I can think of. This thing ain't working at all.
While Junpei and Seven talked, Snake busied himself with examining the red. After a time, he lowered his hands and spoke.
It seems as if some of the internal hardware has been removed.
Internal hardware?
That is what I said. Take a look at the underside of this red, if you please.
The bottom?
He just said. Junpei obliged and bent over to look at the underside of the device.
Huh, there's a thin slot here. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
The other 2 reds are the same. Something's been removed from all 3 of them.
I get it. So the Reds aren't working because somebody pulled out their guts.
So I assume.
But why? And who? I mean, it really doesn't make sense.
I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that?
Just then, they heard the sound of a door opening.
Oh, what now?
3 of them turned and saw Kane. Oh no, Junpei thought, it's
June!
her real name. June with the T-Rex hands. Check those out. She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly bowled over by the rest of her companions, who were coming through the door behind her.
Ace! Santa! Clover! And Lotus!
Makes 8.
Guess everyone's here.
Yeah, 9 blew himself up, so... Junpei and 7 were, for the moment, at a loss for words.
What are you guys doing?
Why are you...
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information. ...
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through, and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile. Almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the 9th man. Yeah, he was everywhere. No, thought Junpei, perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The 9th man had died. But they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. T-Rex. The motherfucking T-Rex. Yeah. Sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. I'm not going to make that joke. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
And that's what we know.
So you see, the Earth is about 4 billion years old. With that, Junpei finished his own explanation.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
What about that big hallway? Maybe there's somewhere in there we might be able to go.
No, there's nothing there. The 5 of us had a quick look.
Cops, they found me.
There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
You mean all those doors are for hospital rooms?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
It had one of those solar system mark things on it.
It was the Jupiter symbol.
Jupiter.
I wonder what it means.
Confusion seemed to be the consensus.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
No one, not even Snake, appeared ready to offer an answer until 7 unexpectedly spoke up.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked at 7, shocked both by his knowledge and the apparent identity of their prison. He was not the only one.
What is this gigantic?
7 nodded to Lotus and began to speak.
The Gigantic.
Oh,
She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. what happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well,
Oh. Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Then, almost as if to save Seven from further embarrassment, oh, the story's great, man. This is why you play the game. It's a huge mystery. And I think depending... No. Only one guy lost his memory. You have... let's see. You have Ace, who's just some old guy that seems to be nice. You have Snake, who's number 2. Going by their numbers. Ace is 1. Snake is number 2. And he's blind. Then you have Santa, who's number 3, who's kind of like punkish, sort of like shitbag type guy, but he can be nice, but he can be also a dick. Then you have Clover, who's 4, who's the Japanese girl with the pom-pom, pink hair. You are the protagonist, I guess, and you are Junpei. You're number 5. Number 6 is... I'm having so much trouble remembering this. Oh, 6 is June for the month. That's Junpei and June are childhood friends. 7 is the guy that lost his memory. 8 is Lotus, who's an older woman that for some reason is dressed up as a belly dancer. And then 9 is some accountant-looking dude that blew himself up. So that's kind of where we're at. That's all we really know about them right now. We know that June and Junpei are friends, or at least childhood friends. They haven't seen each other in a while. And Clover and Snake are brother and sister.
Huh. A bell.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. 12.
It's midnight.
This is June. This is Clover.
Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Right. They had 9 hours, and they started at 9 p.m., so...
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
Search the goddamn room.
We've looked everywhere in this room.
They had been examining the room as they talked.
But we haven't found anything.
Right.
That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Yes, Miss Shiny
Well,
Boobs,
we
we
already
do.
checked some of them out before you came here, right?
We each checked a single room, so 5 rooms in total.
All right, then. That's 5 rooms we don't have to search. We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms.
Sorry, long day. Long day. Lotus did not seem excited by the prospect. Seven fidgeted nervously before responding.
Maybe?
Hey, it's only your lives at stake here. After some discussion, the 8 of them decided which rooms to begin with and in what order they would go. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
Alright, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes!
Boobs. Yep. They also determined when they would return to report their findings the next time the clock sounded the time. When it did, they would meet back in the large central room full of beds.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah, sounds straightforward enough.
If during their search any one of them were to locate the missing components, they were to yell for the others.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
God, I'm so sorry, Swa. If this strategy failed, they'd return to discuss their options
if we
later.
can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
That's Santa.
Then let's do this.
Forgot to label people. Oh, what? You could tell. Oh, because there's. The details decided they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to their rooms they'd been assigned. However, all being watched. Far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. Did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
Oh, okay, I didn't have to make a choice here. Yeah. Well, I try and give myself at least until 11. So you got another 20 minutes. Jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there.
Huh?
Ace and Santa, Clover and June, Seven and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the door number 8. Or perhaps, to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
He was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. What? More bits. I guess, the red is this device. Oh god, you hear that scratching? I'm sorry. Immediately, he knew what she had meant.
Vacant.
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well...
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something that he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here.
Has been doing things.
That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. Slot had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other 2?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes. 3.
It's just as you said.
Yeah, so now the question is, did one of them do it? everybody was assigned to different rooms. It's possible someone could have snuck out there, or is somebody else on the ship with them. So, yeah.
All right, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Correct.
None.
Also, there is at least one famous voice actor in this. See if you can spot the person. Seven raised his hands as if to say, "Not me," and Santa just shrugged. Clover mumbled to herself. Oh, I clicked off. Sorry. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Oh boy. Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time. Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
Male. That'll be your only clue. Okay. Or more if you want, but that's your first clue.
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Who the hell assigned the blind guy to search 6 rooms? That's what I want to know. Like, there's just glaze over the fact he's not fucking Daredevil, so how the hell can he search rooms? Yep, you have chosen the correct one. I'll let you listen a few more times before I say who it is.
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see.
But he can't see things, and what if how's he gonna see where an object is?
So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible.
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him.
The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
The location, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it like... It's like Daredevil, though, for him to be able to, like, see things.
No! We're not leaving 2 people behind! We should go look for them!
Oh, man. This ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another, took off at a run. Yeah, there's a lot of story here. It's basically reading time. In front of the stairs that led to B-Deck, they decided to split up.
Let's split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon, only 2 of them were left. Those 2 were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go!
Let's go! No, not Snake. That's not David Hayter. He does have a very distinctive voice, though. He's definitely from anime. I tell you that much. He's a very famous voice, pretty famous voice in anime circles.
But where should we start?
Oh my god, I'm getting congested.
Let's see.
But let me save here. Let me know when you give up. So we could check the first class cabin, the hallway with all the rooms, or alright, first class cabin where we were. Where would she go? Yes, no, he has actually voiced the Joker, but he's not Mark Hamill. He's voiced the Joker though. Where should I go? I can go to the hallway with all the rooms. I don't think she'd be there. Or the large hospital room is where we were. From the NetherRealms games. Injustice. And Injustice 2. Well, now you can just... Now I'm just giving it away, but... That's not what he's most famous for, I think. Now, I don't know if this is a flow choice or not. Ah. On the flow's blacked out. Damn it. Alright. Hallway with all the rooms. The first class cabin. Where would he be? Hallway with all the rooms would take too long. Where would she go?
We should go check out that hallway with all the rooms.
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
Turned around and took off down the hallway to the left. Okay, so this doesn't really matter. Now these are locked and I've gone down this path. Okay, I see. Figured her out yet?
Oh, it's Ace.
Yeah, I think this just means whoever you bump into. Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
Yep. That is the voice of Batu. You got it, man. Yeah, at least that's the first place I remember him from. He's done a bunch of other stuff, like I think he was Bear or somebody from Got Hack. Like he did a bunch of stuff. Yeah, his name is Richard Epcar. Cool dude. What should Junpei do? Run to Ace, let Ace handle it.
Let's go.
With Jun in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Who was he? The main guy in Ninja Scroll? I haven't seen Ninja Scroll in freaking ages. But yeah, I mean, he's been in pretty much all of the Ghost in the Shells. Like that's, I don't think he was voiced by anybody else. Oh, he also does Lord Raiden in the Mortal Kombat games. Okay.
Right.
Jun's face looked kind of enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Oh, please don't do the Japanese thing. Please don't do the Japanese thing. Oh.
Why would you say that?
The look at her face like, oh, not the I word. Question seems somehow odd to Junpei.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Oh. Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Now that you mention it.
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought it was. Could he have he did. Oh, what the fuck? See, when I start getting tongue twisted, it's bad. Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
Where should we go next? June's urging, they left. Found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in...
About that was... I'll think on it later.
What was I supposed to pick up? Like, the thing is, I think you're supposed to pick up on subtle clues as to what to do next, or the proper choices to make based on, you know, your observations. But I am, like, just randomly picking stuff. Oh, fuck no, I'm not reading that. Alright, fine, I'll try. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the thoughts of Matthew the Hug. Holy shit. Where the hell did you get that from? I'm gonna try one more time. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the 3D thoughts of Matthew the Thug, although, theatrically, it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that the 30-year-old thug thought of that morning. And I got through it. Barely, but I got through it. Sorry for just... I hope you're not wearing headphones. I just slapped right next to the mic. Woo! I got through it. Somebody clip that. Oh, yeah, wait. I'll supply the sound. There it is. I'll supply the sound.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Another 5 bits. Thank you.
Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Junpei did his best to clear his mind.
All right, where should we go next?
I mean, are they implying that Ace is somebody else's sibling here? I don't know. So I can go to the casino, the first class cabin. Try the first class cabin.
Let's go check out the first class cabin.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
They quickened their pace and headed for B deck. How are they going to go to the first class cabin if that was one of the doors? Unless they... Oh, that's right. He left it open. I have that saved as a macro on my keyboard because you never know when I might need it. Nice. Oh, that's certainly... I wouldn't have been able to do that like 20 minutes ago. Inside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. He was standing in front of the wall. Found Clover. Hey, we found Clover! Holy shit! Should have went here first. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Talk to her, man.
Are you alright?
Oh my god. Yeah. We gotta save that one for Fluffy. He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but...
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Junpei. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, which she seemed to have been very close to.
Alone.
Alone. Her voice was thin and barely audible.
Alone.
Oh, here we go.
Hmm?
Say something? Yeah. Bitch, spit it out!
I said leave me alone!
Really? Suddenly, she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off!
Wow.
Go away, okay? Just go
Junpei was taken aback. Oh no, we're looking for Snake, not Clover. Sorry, I'm getting my points in the story mixed. Such anger and hate. Yes, let the hate flow. I can't do Emperor voice. June's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Didn't you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
All right.
Dude, somebody
Let's
hit her
go,
with a
June.
fucking frying pan, quick.
Yeah.
Crazy bitch. No, I know, she's worried. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression, forced a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
No.
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
They turned and headed off down the hallway to their right at a jog. I'm trying to see if I can find... There's an ending that... It was almost a good ending, except for the fact that we couldn't... Like, we didn't have the code for something. And you're supposed to get the code, I guess, earlier on in the game. And we didn't, so I don't know. But they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
Perhaps if I looked at your boobs?
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two.
Oh my.
Care to hear it?
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it.
I'm looking, love.
Why don't we team up?
Except she's supposed to be, like, old, like in her 40s or 50s. They did not draw her that way.
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
She is 8, 6 is 14, and 5 is 19. 9 and 1 is 0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital root would be 1.
O would be 0. 5 and 6 is 11. 11 and 8 is 19. And then you take 1 and 9, you add them, and you get 10. And then 1 and 0 is 1. Never mind. Tap a 9-year-old if she looked like that. Good point. Yes, 1.9 is 10, 1.0 is 1.
But there's no number 1
Plus
door in the
point,
large
bonus.
hospital room. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7, the digital root of 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8.
And the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But
Wait a minute. What about the other 4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
so that's 1, 2, 4, and no, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 plus 2, 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 4 is 10. Oh, they're stuck.
Well, why don't you add them up?
That was
1
simple
plus 2
enough.
plus 3 plus 4, and 1 plus 0 equals 1. The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Yeah, her attitude leaves much to be desired.
Really? Why do you think that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship.
Excuse me, I just heard a noise. Hold on a second. Sorry. Be back, Swap. Sorry about that. I'm back. Trying to get through the next bit of dialogue, but then I do have to go.
The 4 of us couldn't open door 9. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Right, these were instructions that Snake was given because he's blind. Something.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't leave me. Dude, I'm getting really tired. And no matter what, I always have to get up at 6 in the morning.
The digital route for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
Lotus scratched the back of her ear.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
He's so cold. Really, really cold. You didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said. Nor did she seem particularly surprised.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Oh, wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what she said was true, but how Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him.
Is that really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that? That's just...
Lotus's forehead furrowed.
Do you think I could have a moment alone? There are some things I need to think about.
Whatever, bitch. Junpei and June turned and began walking away from Lotus.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But, he told himself, pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless.
So he forced himself to smile and turned to June.
Let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yes, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
All right. Where should we go next?
Alright, let's go back. I think we're done searching here.
Hey, why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Sure, let's go.
Together, they ran down the stairs.
Hey, wait. That's...
By way of the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door. He's standing in front of his door?
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Alright. Gonna stop here. I know. I'm sorry. I know it's not very nice. But yeah, I have to... I looked at the clock and it's already like past time. I really wanted to play some Dark Souls too. Such is life. See if I can find someone interesting to host. Well, I'll probably be continuing it tomorrow if possible.
At Tekken, you pop off.
But if you want, I have the VODs. You can catch up. You can catch when I've been playing this before. But that's up to you. Let's see who we got. Who Marathon. Really, I am shocked that I'm not watching that. More bits. That should be... thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, you are at 20 bits now. Okay, so there's Worlds... Doing what? I'm trying to see if any of the Midnight Miscreants are around. I haven't really spoken to them much. Oh, you know what? I got somebody fun for you. We got Whiplash. He is doing The Forest. Whiplash is a really cool guy to watch. So I'm gonna give him a host. Just say hello. If you want. Whiplash with 2 H's. Well, I hope you feel better, man. Take it easy. Get some, like, Pepto-Bismol or something. And thank you for all the bits, and thank you for just hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. Good night. Night, sir.
What is up, dude? What's going on, man? Good to have you here. We're going cave diving.